I, like many others, have been a Wheel of Time fan for over 20 years. And I say that to lend weight to this next thing I'm about to say. Right now is the most excited I've ever been to be a Wheel of Time fan, to be a member of this fandom. And I'm sure, since you're here, you've also imagined what the Wheel of Time might look like if it was ever adapted to the silver screen. What would the characters look like? What would the Trollocs be like? What would channeling look like? Also, after years of watching other adaptations, the good, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, most recently The Witcher, you know, the bad and the Legend of the Seeker. So what can Amazon do to make Wheel of Time stand out amongst those others? In my opinion, it's going to be a combination of strong and passionate writing, which I think they have in Rafe Judkins, top-notch directing and design, but what I really think it's going to come down to is budget. So today I'm going to let you guys in on how money is going to be the driving force turning the Wheel of Time. Welcome to the Wheel of Time Community Show. I'm your host today, Tom. And before we get started, just, do me and all of us here a solid. Go down there, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family about it. Specifically your great-great-grandmother. She's gonna love the show. She'll love me. I go good with grandmas. Just don't worry about it. Today we're gonna be talking about budgets. And I know what you're thinking. No, Tom, please no. That topic is so sexy. But before you go and switch over to another episode of Love Lanfear or one of Ebony's deep dives, just hear me out. In my opinion, the budget is going to be indirectly and in some cases directly responsible for bringing about. Budget is going to indirectly and in some cases, in my opinion, be directly responsible for helping bring about a quality representation of Robert Jordan's vision. The budget for a show's first season in part shows us how much a company, in this case Amazon, views the show as well as showing us their level of dedication for the project. We can figure that for season 1, the budget is in the vicinity of $100 million, which is about $12 million per episode, being though that it's 8 episodes. So how did we get to that number, you don't ask? The short answer is we didn't. We have to thank the internet sleuths over at WoTseries.com who did the research for that particular gem. But you should also check out Adam Whitehead's article on Dragonmount.com, the link for which is down in the show's notes below this video. It's like down there. So the short of it is, the Czech Republic gives companies like Amazon incentives to film in the country. And now I know what you're saying again. Tax incentives, another sexy topic. But in this case, it is. The Czech Republic has tried to cultivate itself as a more desirable filming location for companies. And honestly, I think they've succeeded in that. They've done so for shows like The Witcher and The Falcon and The Winter Soldier. And more importantly, The Wheel of Time. The Czech government did this with the idea that the money that the companies would then spend in the country would far outweigh the tax incentives. And thus far, the signs show that's working. Now we're going to get to the numbers. We know that Amazon applied for and was approved for a 20% rebate from the Czech government. They got back around $14.9 million, which, because of maths, we can deduce that equals out to about $74 million. And that is just what they spent over in the Czech Republic. That doesn't count casting, post-production, and all the other stuff that goes into filming a show. So, like post-production, like computer generation, like the stuff that's going to visually portray the One Power, and probably some of the Shadow Spawn. Though I still hope they focus more on practical effects as much as possible with the Trollocs and the Murderel. And I'm still crossing my fingers for some worms, Now, none of that is to say that having a huge budget will make a good product. But couple that with phenomenal acting, which I'm sure we're going to get, and awesome writing and directing, which we'll be getting from Rafe Judkins, as well as the other incredibly talented directors that were hired for the show, which you can check out in the link somewhere in this vicinity. I think personally that we're in for an amazing ride, and I can't wait to go on it with all of you. Till next time, peace.
Okay guys, that's our show. If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Hey, we all love Wheel of Time, right? So if you have a friend that loves Wheel of Time, tell them about our show and share us on social media. We'll love you forever if you do. I'd also like to thank our show sponsors, Tor Books, and our wonderful Patreon community. If you'd like to get more insights to the Wheel of Time or see how our show is made, you can become a Patreon supporter. We've got a lot of big plans for the show, and your contributions will go a long way. And as always, subscribe to the channel and follow Dragonmount on all social media. See you next time.